You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
TSMC is building 12 semiconductor facilities in the United States, absorbing a 4 to 5 times cost premium, because losing U.S. customer relationships is a bigger risk than margin dilution. Samsung just began supplying 10th generation V-NAND to Nvidia, as AI storage demand is projected to nearly triple from 35 million terabytes this year to over 100 million terabytes in 2027. Naver's chairman, CEO, and CFO are visiting Brookfield's Toronto headquarters this week to finalize a multi-trillion-won AI factory investment. Korea's financial regulator is preparing to cap financial holding company CEO tenure at 3 consecutive terms. And DL Group is divesting its 50-year-old automotive parts unit to accelerate a specialty chemicals pivot. It's Tuesday, July 21st. Let's look at a business story shaping corporate Korea. Corporate Korea is navigating 3 simultaneous strategic pressures: the global AI infrastructure race, regulatory shifts in financial governance, and portfolio rationalization driven by the need to fund technology-intensive growth. TSMC's $265 billion approximately 395 trillion won Arizona commitment, the largest foreign direct investment in U.S. history, is forcing a reassessment of supply chain geography across every sector that touches advanced semiconductors. In Korea, both the memory and platform sectors are making board-level commitments to AI infrastructure that will define capital allocation through the end of the decade. Here's what the numbers show. TSMC locked in $265 billion, approximately 395 trillion won, for 12 U.S. facilities, despite construction costs 4 to 5 times higher than in Taiwan, driven by North America representing 78% of Q2 2026 revenue. TSMC CFO Wendell Huang confirmed 2-nanometer process revenue began in Q2 2026, with Q3 designated as the growth acceleration quarter, while 5 nanometers and 3 nanometers currently account for 33% and 30% of total revenue respectively. Samsung Electronics began volume production of 10th generation V-NAND and is actively supplying Nvidia's upcoming context memory storage device, which integrates 576 SSDs for a total capacity of 9,600 terabytes. Industry projections put Nvidia's CMX-related NAND demand at 35 million terabytes in 2026, rising to over 100 million terabytes in 2027, against Samsung's projected annual NAND output of approximately 250 million terabytes. Naver chairman Lee Hae-jin, CEO Choi Soo-yeon, and CFO Kim Hee-chol are visiting Brookfield Asset Management's Toronto headquarters this week, a delegation that industry sources describe as final stage talks for a $1 trillion-plus AI factory co-investment with Nvidia, following a joint gigawatt-scale AI factory agreement signed last month. Korea's Financial Services Commission is preparing governance reform to cap financial holding company CEO tenure at 3 consecutive terms, with re-election elevated to a 2/3 supermajority special resolution threshold, up from the current simple majority. DL Group is selling DL Motors, a 50-year-old automotive parts manufacturer with 345.1 billion won, approximately $252 million in 2025 revenue, but only 6 billion won, approximately $4.4 million in operating profit, for an estimated 150 billion won, approximately $109 million, with proceeds earmarked for specialty chemicals investment. So, what does this mean for CEOs? Earlier, we said TSMC is absorbing a 4 to 5 times cost premium because losing U.S. customer relationships is a bigger risk than margin dilution. Here's what that actually means for you. Every board with semiconductor, AI infrastructure, or data center exposure now faces an implicit geopolitical alignment decision, not just a capital allocation one, and the TSMC precedent establishes that the cost of strategic optionality in the U.S. market is a known quantity your board should be pricing explicitly. The FSC governance reform and Naver's AI factory move both signal the same underlying expectation. Korean corporate leadership must now be accountable, decisive, and globally competitive. and boards that are not positioned for all three will face pressure from regulators, capital markets, or both. 3 things to watch. The Samsung-Nvidia meeting between Lee Jae-young and Jensen Huang in San Francisco. Discussions will cover HBM supply, next-generation NAND, and domestic data center co-investment, with implications for Korea's AI hardware supply chain. The FSC governance announcement, expected next week, the critical variable is whether the 3-term CEO cap is codified in statute, and whether the supermajority threshold is included in the final draft. And Naver's official disclosure on the Brookfield deal. CFO participation in the Toronto meeting signals the structure is near finalized. A formal announcement within weeks would make Naver's AI factory the largest Korean platform infrastructure commitment to date. That's today's AI Prism. CEO. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on...
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.